So the P3 camps are a really exciting opportunity for all the guys transitioning from youth sailing to Olympic sailing. It's kind of their first experience of what it's all about, what they can expect for the next few years, and just a really good opportunity to meet a lot of the other sailors, a lot of the other support staff, coaches, and just learn as much as they possibly can. So I'm really excited this week to spend a bit of time behind the scenes at a P3 camp, see what it's like, see what the sailors are getting up to, see if it's changed at all since when I've been here. And yeah, just get a vibe for what it's all about. So I'm here with Neve, a fellow 470 sailor. Is this your first P3 camp?
It's actually my second one, but first one wearing the kit, which is nice.
Ah, awesome. And what did it feel like when they kind of gave you the kit? Was it quite a poignant moment in your career?
I think it is, because you always see everyone walking around in it, and you kind of once you've got the kit, you kind of feel like you belong a bit more.
So we're here in Portland House, which is where I stayed for my first Olympics in London. I've done a lot of sailing here. Have you kind of spent a lot of time here? What do you think of the venue?
I actually really love Weymouth. The classes always say that they try to get around the country a little bit more, but actually it's quite nice just to fly down here. We've got all the facilities are great. You know the sailing is going to be great, and you've got somewhere great to stay, you've got good foods, and I just enjoy when I come to Weymouth because I know it's going to be a good time.
So I've just gate crashed sailor coach session. Sarah, what is going on here? What class are we with?
Hello, we're with the Laser Radial girls. This is their second P3 camp, but my first P3 camp working with them.
Oh, awesome. So this is your first camp kind of coaching and working with the P3 sailors?
Yes, indeed. Just flown in from Mexico, come straight from the Endeavour, straight to a P3 camp, so feeling pretty tired, but excited to work with the girls.
Yeah, it's really good. You keep very busy, and not just really good training on the water, but there's really good gym sessions and nutrition sessions and psychology workshops, and it's really good, and you get left with so many things you can work on for the next camp.
So I'm here with the FX sailors and coach Kate. Kate, is this your kind of new career? I know you were sailing the FX, you're now looking to do some coaching at the P3 level?
Yeah, so this is my second P3 camp, helping out Bella and Alice and another FX boat. So far it's been quite challenging. It's been fun though. Yeah, it's quite different to sailing yourself. The coaches do a lot more than I thought they did.
No, they don't. Don't tell me that. So we've just been over in Portland House, where it's been so nice and warm. We've been drinking coffee, chatting to people, getting the vibe of the camp, the coaches, their experiences. Now we've come to the Sailing Academy, where it's wet, it's windy. It's pretty miserable, if I'm being perfectly honest, but now we get to see what these guys are really made of out on the water. So we're at the P3 camp. It's pretty miserable weather. What are your sort of 3 essential items that you'd take with you to your P3 camp?
My slippers. Love my slippers.
I'd say a watch, because there's a lot of talks and gyms and briefings that you have to get to, and if you're late, then that sets everything else behind. So
that's a good point. If you're late, is there any punishments that are dished out for being late?
You just glare at you.
It's just quite scary.
So there's no physical press ups or anything.
We're too tired. They like to do press.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, so I've just arrived outside the RWA Performance Centre, which I can't even begin to tell you what goes on in here, because it's where all the magic happens. The gym's in there, all the sort of secret squirrel stuff that we do as the British sailing team happens in there, but we are going to go in and have a sneaky little look, so just follow me. Okay, so I've made our way to the gym. This is where the music happens, literally, but I'm going to have to turn it off because that's not conducive to chat. So we are in the gym. Later it will be buzzing. Right now it's obviously quite dead, but we have got Flora in here, who is one of our P2 athletes. She's just pushing out the sets, pushing out the reps because she knew we were coming. How's it going, Floz?
Yeah, it's alright, Hannah. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. What sort of point in the season are you at the moment?
I'm on a bit of a rehab phase, so just getting the backbone to all the training, get my neck strong,
Nice.
get my arms strong.
So this is we've had a really long season. We've had lots of events this summer. So right now it's about kind of building up your fitness again, ready for the winter's training. So you're in a good, strong place to start training.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll get our equipment sorted, and then we'll be ready to hit the water.
Aha! Okay, so here we've got Alison Young, otherwise known to me as Bongi.
Hi.
Hi Bongi, how's it going?
Oh yeah, grand.
What are you up to here?
Sticking sail numbers on a laser radial sail.
Sounds really exciting and looks like a great job to have to do.
Oh, it's thrilling.
So we're here chatting about all things P3.
Yeah.
Obviously we've both been through the P3 programme. Can you kind of remember anything from your experience of that time?
Remember it being damn cold
Cold. It's cold today.
in the hangar, not in this place as well.
Oh yeah, we didn't even have this then,
No,
did we?
So team's made a big step forward with that stuff. Remember it being cold and working hard in the water.
So what would you kind of say to the guys and girls that are joining the programme now? What sort of advice would you pass on to them?
Ask all the people around you lots of questions, get stuck in, and then you'll get the most out of your time.
Nice, don't be shy. So I've bumped into our physio Matt. Hi Matt.
Hi.
Who was given a talk this morning actually that we walked in on at the P3 camp. What kind of stuff were you chatting to the guys there?
We were just trying to inform them around how they can make themselves more available, basically avoid time loss off the water. So that included all your basic bits around illness and injury prevention, and then specifically around some topics around head injury and concussion management.
Nice. So I guess a lot of those guys have come from university and they've just had Freshers Week, which I vaguely remember being a bit of a challenge. Kind of what sort of advice are you giving them to make sure they're not getting ill, losing training time, losing time on the water?
I said, hit the nail on the head with all those things. We're trying to give them as
almost
much.
like I've done it.
Exactly. You've been told these things before, Hannah. We're trying to give them as much information to help that process, help that easy, to make it easier for them. So making sure that we're more available to them at those key periods of time where critical time loss can happen. And like I said, is that around camps? Is that around key periods of training or study time and those type of things? It's just about highlighting where those risks happen, how they can minimise those risks, and then processes to follow to help that.
I've had an awesome time today catching up with some of the sailors at this P3 camp down in Weymouth. It's brought back a whole lot of memories, mostly good, and I'm really excited to follow their journeys and see where they end up in a few years' time.